Welcome back. Durban has been enjoying an exemption from blackouts for quite some time now. Now, just like the rest of the country, the city is feeling the heat, or lack of it, as Eskom implements blackouts nationwide. Residents find themselves having to battle with rolling blackouts. But how are they adjusting to this new norm? Following the story for us is eNCA's Nqobile Madlala. Nqobile, good morning to you. I mean, what can you tell us on the ground from where you stand?
Well, good morning, Nqobile. Well, everybody, of course, is still struggling with the blackouts. I mean, it's not something that everyone would get used to quite easily. So whilst Durban is struggling with that, Nqobile, we decided to come out a little bit of Durban and come to Umsunduzi municipality, which is the Pietermaritzburg side. So unfortunately, they have never been exempt to any of those load shedding, and they have been experiencing this for quite some time. And you would know that Maritzburg also has some industrial areas that they need to feed, and quite a lot that happens in this area in itself. So we want to find out from them, of course, in terms of how they've been affected and how has it been neighboring Durban, for example, who's been exempt, and yet you've had to deal with load shedding for so long. And how have you dealt with it?
Good morning to yourself and the viewers. I think on the side of Umsunduzi, firstly, we have the load shedding schedule, which is the one that we follow to implement, so that our customers are aware when they're going off, when they're going on. Even if in some instances when the schedule we deviate from it due to technical issues in terms of the equipment failures, but we then try and stick to it as much as possible, but with the emphasis that we need to comply to the Eskom request when we need to implement load shedding. So far, I think we've been managing it, but we're not saying it's good because it is inconveniencing the customers and the residents as well. But however, it's something that is beyond our control, as it is a requirement that we need to comply to.
And I mean, in terms of health and also the factories that you're going to, you need power for, how are you dealing with that?
In terms of that, we are always engaging the businesses to see how can we do load curtailment. So load curtailment is when the businesses are able to reduce their load, so that then we avoid switching them off completely. So where it's possible, we are doing that, but where it's not possible, unfortunately, we have to switch off so that we do not also compromise the national grid. And our another recommendation is for the customers who have critical load to make sure that they've got alternative supply like standby generators that will be able then to minimize the impact during the cycle of the load shedding, so they do not go off completely.
Have you received any complaints from customers that have had to deal with appliances and issues like that in terms of their work that may have had, may need the appliances replaced?
Yes, I think that is one of the issues, and what we recommend to customers is to switch off their appliances when the power goes off, so that when the power comes back, it's not affected by the surges. That will go a long way in terms of ensuring that their equipment is not affected.
But in terms of the equipment that has been affected, how are you dealing with that?
Maybe one thing that I need to add is we also recommend that they do look at the option of surge protection for the sensitive equipment, and then based on the merit now of the submission, there are customers who submit through the municipality, and then there is a process that will assess to see what was the root cause, which now is dealt by the insurance department, and based on the outcome, that then will inform the response of the municipality on a specific matter.
All right. And I mean, I can imagine a lot of people must be frustrated. And I'm now introducing the Deputy Mayor. And I know you just joined us, of course, to listen to the interview. But a lot of people must be affected and must be concerned about some of their appliances and so on. As a municipality, what are you willing to do to assist those people, as well as to ensure that Pietermaritzburg is able to function under this load shedding?
Yeah, as the municipality, we have started to communicate with the residents of Pietermaritzburg, raising awareness in terms of what is it that they need to do in protecting their appliances. We know that this is a very difficult time that our residents are currently facing, because we have received a number of complaints that has come through our insurance section, and a number of claims have been submitted, and we are still waiting for the outcomes from the insurance company. That is the one that is overwriting the entire process dealing with the insurance claim. But on top of that, our communication department we are all over. We are all over in terms of social media, as well as we are convening public meetings where we are raising awareness, because really after a load shedding schedule has been issued, we also advise them to switch off their appliances once the load shedding starts. So therefore, when the power comes back, it's not going to have an impact on their appliances.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, that's the Deputy Mayor as well as electricity manager there speaking to us about the issues in Pietermaritzburg, Dumela, but they're basically saying raising awareness is how they are fighting this load shedding to ensure that residents are sorted in this part.